Go.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday morning real estate marketing show with Ruthie Rocks, Ruth Allbrand, and Marketing Max.
Show 68.
Show 68. That is right. Yeah, we've hit the pinnacle mark. I think after show 60, like in the 60s, this show should last maybe another 100 episodes or so, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If we're committed enough, Ruth.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
You got it. So today we have actually another special guest. Her name is Erin Pearson-Mills. She's the owner of the Secret Garden. I think it's an event place, right? A historical place here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And she's... We'll go all into that, Erin, when we get a chance after Ruth gives us the market update. But she's also a real estate agent with EXP. And one of her superpowers, apparently, is what I'm hearing, is her ability to time manage herself very effectively, because she not only runs a event planning and center, but also is a real estate agent helping young married couples or newly married couples find homes here. So I know how much of a hassle and all the things that go around coordinating all that stuff can be. So she's going to dig into that, because that's going to be something very vital, especially in today's market with social media and what we need to do to put ourselves in front of the marketplace here to find the time to do those things effectively. So we'll get into Erin's story and her superpower here in a second. But first, let's start with the stats on Las Vegas, Ruth.
All righty, here we go. So we reported last week on the stats for the iBuyer platforms and how they were shifting. And this past January, February, March, April, there were 827 transactions done by the iBuyer platforms. Last year, during the same exact number of days, there were only 303. So that needs to be alarming to agents to know that they just missed $7 million in commissions. And to my point about social media, this is an opportunity, I think, that people need to look at. That there's 827 deals out there that our normal agents didn't get paid on. And I truly believe it's because you are not in front of the people. If you're in front of the people and giving value to them, they're going to choose you. I mean, the iBuyer platforms don't have what we have. We have human touch. And unless we're in front, showing people so that they can know, like, and trust us and giving them value, these numbers are climbing, and it's just alarming to me. But the good news is that there's still time. I mean, and there's still deals out there for us. And if, they are making it easy, but at the same time, if we're there saying, whoa, yes, it is easy, but you can make more money and have a better experience if you deal with me directly as your negotiator and as your realtor. So that's it for my stats today. It's alarming to me, and I want to just kind of alert the media, because you guys have got to get in front of people, and hopefully you'll take my class in May, and I'll help you. That's it.
Right. Absolutely. I like the glasses today, Ruth. That's a nice little
really
touch.
I need something.
All right. You should brand all your pictures with the glasses.
Okay.
Because Ruthie Rocks, that's right in line with your name here.
Thank you.
So, to your point, I wanted to touch on basically to your point there. We need to start educating people with what the iBuyer process really is, right? Statistics say that the first person that a buyer or seller talks to, they like over 80% of the time they end up going with that person, simply for convenience, right? And if the iBuyer platform and their messaging is reaching that potential buyer and seller first, and they're reaching out to them first, guess what? They're going to go with them 80% of the time, simply because they don't want to go through the same rigmarole process, having to call and find out the things that you. So to Ruth's point, the reason why they're taking so much share is they're reaching the end consumer first, and it's our job as professionals in this business to do our part in getting in front of the clients as much as possible to get there before the iBuyer flow. So
attention.
Exactly right.
Get their attention.
Well, and to educate the public too, to educate them on why the platforms are there and, what the marketing strategies are and why we'd be beneficial, because it is the one-on-one personal touch.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So, Erin, let's dig into you. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about the secret garden, and and then your superpower, the time management superpower.
I know. Let's see. So I was born and raised here in Las Vegas, and my dad was actually a realtor, and he flipped homes. And so I actually went to 8 different schools in the Las Vegas Valley growing up. And
wow.
So it did give me the opportunity to explore different parts of town, which is wonderful. My great grandparents and grandparents actually started the Las Vegas Racket Club in 1962. And so we just focus on special events. And I mean, they had the old world, the very exciting times with all the politicians and all, the celebrities and everything. But what we focus on is mainly weddings. And so a few years ago, I could see that there was a need for, help with these young couples, that we, get them through major, major times in their lives. And so I actually got my real estate license and started offering a home finding service to make everything smooth in their transition. So that's kind of where my real estate story began.
Okay. So you're a longtime native Las Vegan then.
Yes. Don't ask me how many years.
Right. But looks obviously 3 generations of Las Vegans. Yep. Wow. Yes. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. So my biggest question for you, how many newlyweds would you say, from, if you can guess a percentage wise, start taking a look at buying a new home right after, say, for instance, they get married?
Well, or I would say after saying, I do. So they have to either, because, we're working with a little bit older platform, they might be both renting. Like we have 2 separate homes. So they immediately have to start thinking, what is in our future? Yes, we have this huge, wedding to build, but I think the home finding service should start at I do. And so once they do walk in, we get to know them personally and see what we can do to assist them to make everything a nice, smooth transition once they're married, so they can move in together.
Okay. Now, how did you see that there was a need? I mean, were the couples asking?
I joked with my staff for several years. I said, these kids are crazy. They come in, they're getting married, they get a puppy, they graduate college, they're all trying to move. Like, it's such a big thing. And I was like, I don't know how they do it. And so I just saw a need just to help them simplify their lives, and that's where time management comes in, which I'm really big at. I've always been a list fanatic. And so just trying to hone that in, on a personal level, because everybody is different.
Right. So walk us through that a little bit here. So you say you're a list fanatic. What's that actually mean?
So there is 2 different ways that people should time manage. You fall into a list category, or you fall into a time blocking category. It depends on how your personality is. And so we do read personalities quite a bit, with their color wheel, and really figure out what's going to work for them. The first question I ask is, what snags you up every day? What holds you back every single day? What drags you through the mud? Is it getting your kids out the door? Is it preparing lunches? Is it your dogs? Is it you're just not motivated? What is your wall?
Right. And so walk us through that. So if you're a person, if you have that block, then what do you do to overcome it? Do you create a list, or do you set time?
So we're going to figure out if a list or time blocking is better for them. Some people really need a schedule, and I work with a lot of creative people, a lot of photographers. They own their own businesses, real estate agents. You are your own boss. You have to recognize that. And so what I say is, you kind of take a day out of the week to meal prep your week. And so you list out everything, but you have to understand that you're going to prioritize it differently every single day. Being creative, if you get a phone call from a client, you are going to reprioritize exactly what you have to do. And so it's just a constant focus. And the time blocking is giving yourself the time to get up and actually do something and set a timer and be done with it. So you don't, because social media is great, but you can fall into it. So it's setting a time limit and actually being focused on the business aspect of it.
Right. Don't you offer something like that, Ruth?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. How do you focus on time blocking or setting aside time to post?
So I give everybody a content grid, and I give them a schedule. I tell them what they need to be, exactly what they need to do, exactly how long it takes. And they do it every day. And then on Sundays, for instance, they block out a couple hours and batch their videos or batch, their posts or their blogs.
Yep. And I call it like meal prepping, like you meal prep your week.
Right.
So you can do social media with a 15-minute a day time, whatever. I like the mornings, and to do your 5 shares, 5 likes, and 5 comments, which turns into 5,475 engagements per year. And then you can batch your videos and your blogs and your posts on Sunday, which should take no more than 3 hours. And the fun thing is, once you get into video and you understand that you can now do 15 seconds or 30 seconds, and then you can post them out there, schedule them to go out in front of your sphere of influence and your audience every day. So you're giving value to people and they're seeing you and know, liking, and trusting you. That will bring you business. And it's not that difficult, but Erin, you have the key. It's time management, and it's sticking to a schedule and reprioritizing when you have to.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put you on this.
I like that you said trust, because trust is a big thing. And so I do like to incorporate my daily life so they can see, what I do on a daily basis, as well as infiltrating, all of my different businesses and how, I am there for all my clients, but I'm also there for my family too.
Fantastic. Ruth, I'm going to put you on the spot right here, and let me know if you want to agree with this. But if people want that schedule here for everybody watching the show after this replay or live, just make a comment below, give me the schedule, and Ruth will, only for this people watching this show, right? Just comment below, give me the schedule, and Ruth will send that over to you. So if you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Erin, for
I'm going to comment. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, comment.
No,
there we go.
You're going to class, so you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's the thing. Education is the key. I'm always educating myself. There's nothing wrong with educate. Everybody gets really embarrassed. And I'm like, it has to be a thing every single day.
Right. So what are you focusing on from a marketing perspective, both for the Secret Garden, your venue, and then also for your real estate these days, Erin?
Well, marketing is, so with the Secret Garden, it's more of what they want to see, what we've done in the past. And so we love just throwing out photos and videos real time. Everybody still loves Snapchat, and then, just appropriated them to all the other, avenues. So people do like the real time, and they like to see what we've done in the past and what we have in the future. So we're always showing them what we're doing in the office, how we would decorate a table or that sort of a thing. So with real estate, I also like to focus in on their individual questions. Every day I get questions, and I like to focus on the question and directly answer it. And so I take little tiny videos and, just answer the simplest questions, because just like getting married, hopefully you haven't done it before, so you have no idea what you're doing.
Right.
So there's no stupid question, just stupid answers. And so it's always encouraging to ask them what's on your mind.
No, that's great. And that's one of the things that, we've been encouraging real estate agents to do for a long time. Is there's probably, from every seller and every buyer usually has, 5 to 10 common questions that they always ask, right? The stock questions, right? And, I have yet to see a real estate agent in our market just produce videos just answering those questions, just slowly leaking out there, answering those questions and redoing it, because the market changes, things change, and the answers to those questions can also change regarding what's happening in the market. Right. And so what you're doing, because it's on people's mind, and to influence people, you got to meet them where they are, and where they are is that question initially. So.
And what I try to do is to preempt their questions. So if I know a question is coming, whether it's, wedding planning or real estate, is to actually send them a text message with a little video. Hey, we're going to be, closing next week. Here's your common questions. Let me just get this out there. What else is on your mind? What else can I help you with? So there's never a question. You always want to be there before the question is asked. Otherwise, you're not really doing your job.
Absolutely. So answering the current questions they have in their mind, and then preemptively answering questions that they might be asking
that
because
is
the
going to
next
come
step.
up.
Exactly right. That's great. That's great. So what platform you said Snapchat? What are you focusing your platform on? Which platform?
Snapchat, it's mostly for, honestly, to follow my teenagers. But we do, I know that all of my couples, they do enjoy it at the wedding venue. I don't do it a lot in my real estate venue because it's just not my main platform.
Exactly right. That's great. That's cool.
I love all the stories, and so I post a lot during the stories, but you only hear from me about once a day on the major platforms. I am going to start developing the YouTube channel so I can direct them there. And so if they have questions, they're literally listed and I will walk them through each step of the process. But they're not just going to actively log on. So I want to be able to just, condense that and send that to a text a week before anything is going to happen.
Right. So are you developing a different strategy for each platform? Like, so you're using, share with us which platforms you're using. You mentioned YouTube, Snapchat, right? And then the other platforms. So where else are you posting?
Facebook is the direct hub. I feel like that's where the love is directly coming from. And even before, I probably had one of the first Facebook business pages for the Secret Garden. I just heard about it. I knew it was going to be a thing. And then on Super Bowl, everything was, .com/Facebook. So I knew that the love was there. I know they say it's an older generation platform, but that's where people are more real. I feel like Instagram is a little bit more showy, but you do have to have a presence there. And so I lock my personal Instagram with my business Instagram. But if it's too personal, then I just simply don't post it and share it on the business Facebook page.
Got it.
That's okay. More people don't really interact with the business Facebook pages. It's just there for content and trust and, everything that I stand for and all the websites and everything.
Okay. So on Facebook, the business page on Facebook, you said,
yes.
Okay. So you're not there to interact with them. I mean, your personal
it's content,
correct.
It's availability, it's, everything, information, links, all that sort of a fun stuff. But that's not where your heart is going to be. That's just something to make sure that you're real.
Right. It's a validation point for them. Okay. Oh, does this person have? Okay, they have a Facebook page. Okay, good. So they can check out that box. Right. They have. It's an actual legitimate business. Right. Much like a website was, 10 years ago.
So you don't do testimonials, or the people that come into your events. Do you feature them anyway on your business page?
Yes, we always ask them to review us on at least 5 different platforms, which is major for the wedding business. And so we have our own, direct wedding websites that they will go and give us all their testimonials, and we'll upload pictures after they do it and everything like that too. But it's going to be fun and interesting to maybe do YouTube testimonials. And so YouTube is kind of fresh and new for me. I've just never really used it in my business. And so that is 2019. That's what's going to happen for me.
You know what I did a long time ago? I was in the mortgage business for a while, and I started. This is how Ruth and I met. I approached her about marketing and using social media and these things. And one of the things I did, and I taught realtors back then, was the reason why YouTube's powerful, because it's obviously an evergreen platform, right? That everybody can go directly to. Like, unlike Facebook, like the Facebook link, if you text someone a Facebook, like a video on your Facebook feed, they have to literally like open up a browser and log onto their Facebook, and it's very clunky still. And Facebook's probably going to change that eventually at one point, because they're going to see why people use YouTube. But how powerful it is if like you put yourself out there, and then you get a question. My YouTube video that I created on like how to buy a short sale home, right? To this day, I still get leads. But when people get the lead, and if you don't want to spend a lot of time with them, how powerful is to build assets on YouTube to say, like, for instance, like the most common questions, or one of the things that I did in the lending is how many, the most common documents that you need to start gathering in order to start your process for the loan. And so I created a YouTube video that actually walked them through the 7 documents that they need to start gathering. And right after I had the initial conversation with the prospect, I would text them, go check out this video and start preparing for, these documents to start the process. Right. it's a great way to like have an asset there that's evergreen, that lasts forever, that builds credibility for you, right? And that hardly anyone still does, which is surprising still,
Right.
right? But it's a way for us to stand out as marketers and as professionals to do that. So I highly encourage you to do that, because then when you start inquiring and doing like if you have follow-up email sequencing for your venue, you can start sending people to like these assets to build trust.
I already have an answer for that. If you need to hem your dress or alter your dress,
exactly,
we'll go in and we'll have a conversation. They can describe what they do.
Exactly right. And so my whole thing is like, the great thing about technology is it solves the time issue, leveraging technology to reduce time. So if you would imagine every prospect that comes to you, you have a video that answers all their most common questions, right? And then literally when they're in front of you, all they want to do is make a buying decision.
Right.
They're not assessing whether you're the right person or the right venue or the right person to work with. They're just simply, do I like this person now in person? Right. They've obviously showed me.
It is the way of the world. People don't call, they don't have a lot of time. And so they don't want to meet with you. So if it's just there, if you are just on the platforms and they can just get it, that gives value. Because it's adding to their time, for their lives and for their families.
Right.
And Erin, do you use Instagram stories yet?
I do. I've got a lot of fun stories on there. And so I will just, tell people what's going on during the day. And I'll kind of add those questions in there. So, we did a listing presentation and I just spread everything out. And I was like, here's what to expect when you ask me to come to your home. After the pre-listing email that I send you, I just like to prepare people, because nobody likes to be a deer in headlights. And in both of my professions, they are, because usually, you make major purchases and life decisions a couple of times in your life, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Leaning on the weddings.
Here's an Instagram, I think, tip that I've been following. I'm starting a niche in the marriage world.
Yeah.
And I started following some of these big pages on Instagram. And one of the things that they've done really well is they've archived, you can archive your stories and then put it onto the highlights portion underneath it. I don't know if you're doing that already, but
yes,
if you do your most common questions or like, other key things that people can answer.
And you can separate everything. And so
correct.
It's like, if you are a real estate agent and you're focusing on the different parts of town, you can actually put Southern Highlands,
correct.
Course, and so they can actually just go right there and you're very organized. And then, you can have your family all the way over there. So I think it's important for Instagram to just have one, unless you're a really big professional, because they do want to see that you're a real person as well, but separate everything out. So those are like the quick links right underneath that you can just directly go to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or questions.
Right. Exactly. So whatever the most, whatever the biggest question or problem or idea or thought that someone has, right, regarding your product or service or real estate, that's what you should put in as a highlight, because it answers from right away.
Yeah.
Here's some, I'm working with another kind of small pet company and just helping out just randomly with their marketing. But one of the most interesting, how big, obviously testimonies and reviews are big right now, and they've been big for the last 5-6 years. But what's changing is the public is getting so used to like this big. If you have a picture, right, the last thing you want to do right now is have big 5 stars, like big. What you want to actually do is make that the smallest possible thing, because we did a split test. The posts that people respond to most on Instagram and some of the other like Facebook platforms are actually the posts that just have the testimonial but no stars, which is weird. You think the 5 stars would add credibility and add that instant, but what goes through my head is like, this is automatically marketing and not necessarily value yet. And so it doesn't engage people.
Right.
They still want to see the testimonial, but they don't want it to be so blatantly in their face about it.
I'm 5-star. No, tell me why.
Right.
Exactly right. Demonstrate
what was the
to
value?
me.
What was the value?
So interesting tip for everybody out there. Try to split test it in your own marketing on your Instagram and Facebook pages to eliminate the 5 stars. Still have the testimonials on there, But if you have anything that says like 5 out of 5 or 5 stars, big, bold, guess what? People are scrolling past it and they're not engaging.
Well, I think everybody is sick of, hearing I'm the best, I'm the number one, really, just they want a little bit more value than, it's not about the agent. It's actually about what you can bring to your client.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yes.
So
how many followers do you have on Instagram, Erin?
On Instagram, I'm actually just hovering around 2K, so it's not very huge. Just as I guess I could say an older person, I rely heavily more on Facebook, and so I'm building up my Instagram brand a little bit more. So, yeah.
And are you branding the wedding event business, or are you branding your real estate business?
Real estate, actually, because the wedding has its own monster. It's all over there. It's kind of its own power force. And so the team that I have in place, I mean, we kind of brand that we have a family business and we're all there to take care of you. And you have a team that's actually going to take care of you. Whether you're dealing with, one of 4 people, we're all a rock solid in the office. So with real estate, it's a little bit more because you get me. And so,
sure.
Yeah.
And so you have a separate Instagram for the Secret Garden.
Correct.
That business.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have a pretty
it's wonderful, and it's very driven on just weddings and exactly what goes on at the Secret Garden. Okay.
And how many followings do you have there? Is it pretty?
I would have to check, but I'd have to get off my little phone right here.
You got it. Because I think that would be a great Instagram.
And weddings, it's a different world. It's not like you collect followers, because once you're done, and that's great. Because you get out of the wedding planning mode and everything like that. So yeah, it's a little bit of a different beast.
So it's
we're not selling a product that you kind of want all the time.
Right.
But the people who are looking, though, are highly engaged and want to find more information, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, everybody that's gotten through the process of getting married understands the obsessiveness of looking at things.
Pinterest. I say the best and the worst day of my life was the invention of rideshare, Uber and Lyft, just because we're kind of far out. We're, on your way to Southern Highlands. And we had a problem for years getting taxi cabs out there. So rideshare was fantastic. And Pinterest. Pinterest is the best and the worst thing that can happen to you. It can make you feel awesome and give you great ideas, or you can kind of like have to come down to earth and be like, that's great. How much budget do you have for that look?
Right. So what you mean? Your worst day meaning that the clients come in with these huge expectations of what they want.
I was like, that is fantastic. How much is your budget for that particular thing?
Right. Okay. That's interesting.
And and as a real estate agent and a wedding professional, I've always tried to strive to save them the most amount of money possible. And so in the family business, and it's a major part of their life, I don't think that they should spend $1 million unless they really want to and they have it, but that shouldn't be the focus. The focus should always be, the gathering and the day and that sort of a thing. So I think people have enjoyed my tactic on not trying to upsell them.
Oh, so go ahead, Ruth.
So getting back to the time management and real estate, how do you juggle those 2 businesses?
Well, the great thing is that it's taken me about a year to solidify an amazing team there, a management team, separate different designers. And so they actually run the day-to-day. What's wonderful is that it is a separate office, and it's a beautiful, clean, gorgeous office. And so people are comfortable meeting me there for either one. They can come in and have a conversation with me about real estate or about the wedding industry. And so that's the thing about the real estate industry, is that you are always on the move, and you just want to make them feel comfortable meeting you on any platform. So, yeah, I've got a great team that actually does run the Secret Garden, so I can focus more on this.
Well, that's great, because, being a real estate agent and an entrepreneur, you're a firefighter. It seems we're always putting out fires for our clients.
That's why I appreciate my cell phone and my laptop so much.
That's why I left the mortgage business, because 90% of the job is putting out fires.
we have control of nothing, but in charge of everything.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So
I try to tell people, I mean, the only problems that you're going to have with weddings or real estate is outside of me. I can't control your family. I can't control those situations, but I control everything in front of what we're doing.
Right. So you said 2019 you're going to focus on YouTube, Erin. So
Yes.
what's your thoughts process behind what kind of content you're going to build around your YouTube channel?
I'm really going to focus on people's initial questions. And so if they have questions, or I can just direct them over there. So if you have, wedding planning question, if you have a real estate question, I really want it to be about what's going to benefit you in the starting process. And so they can just have a good list. And so whatever their dumb question is, I can physically answer it and physically show them. If they don't have time, or if they want to know at 2 a.m., they can just pop online. Right. So it's all about servicing them and their questions.
Right. Yes. And that Erin just made a great point there, is that recently I've been working out and I've been waking up for some odd reason at 2:30 every day. Like my body wakes me up. And so I can't go back to sleep. And what do? I hop onto Facebook, I hop onto Instagram. And if I'm planning a wedding right now, guess what I'm doing? or if I'm planning to sell my house right now, guess what I'm doing? I'm going online. Obsessing. Right. Right. And this is the reason why you want to build some digital content out there, because
and you're up and awake at 2:30 for you.
Exactly right. And as an entrepreneur and a business owner, I mean, you have a marketing piece that works for you at 2:30 a.m.
Yep.
Right? Without you having to be physically there.
Yes. Well, and we found that over 50% of our couples are actually out of state, out of country, coming in to get married, because Las Vegas is the wedding capital of the world.
Sure.
And so for people in Australia or Canada or London, they can pop online, with their odd hours and, be satisfied that we're right in front of them.
Ruth, you had a thought on the tip of your tongue there.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask Erin if she's dabbled into Facebook ads and using, you've got a great presence. You could do some 15 to 30 second ads giving some tip of value, and then sending it out there as an ad. And I just think that your business would probably go through the roof. Your wedding business, wedding event business, but then your real estate business, because, you have a great presence and you have a great way of articulating your point. And I think you would be great on video and doing some ads and adding value, though, not selling, but adding value. You just really are good at that.
Well, I'm super excited for the top of May for you to teach me how to do that, because we're just going to incorporate that right on in there.
I hope so.
I am a lucky one, because we own a production company and we have all this stuff, and so we can actually uber professional, but we can have all this, the professional lighting and everything to be able to produce like really nice quality.
Right. Well, one of the thoughts that came in my head was, I'm sure a lot of brides to be have like certain fears, right? Of things going wrong a certain way. And a great video series for you to do is, if you haven't already done so, is just, the caption or whatever picture would be like the nightmare event, right? Whatever, like you're dressed not.
Favorite question: what's your worst wedding? What's the craziest thing that
right
happened? I think that they really build it up in their minds when you really attend a wedding and an amazing event. As scared as they are, my dad's going to do this, my aunt's going to say this, he's going to get crazy. They really respect the day. But that's part of our process as all of us, little coordinators in black with the Britney Spears microphone, is to make sure that nothing goes wrong, that we're always there to preempt any situation.
Right. So yeah, that would be great, because
calm down and trust us. Exactly right. Trust us, because we've done this a million times and you have not, and I know what to spot.
So you said that you integrate your real estate business into, the wedding events.
Yeah.
And what type of percentage do you get from your wedding events converted over to buyers or sellers?
Right now, since it's kind of a new idea and it has really only been about 9 to 12 months. And so we're only currently working on about 3 couples that directly came from the Secret Garden. And so you don't want to overwhelm them. And so what we want to do is catch them at the beginning process at this time. hey, if you're looking to settle yourself before the wedding, we are here for you.
Mm.
And so I'm kind of catching a lot of the couples at the tail end where they're already crazy and you just want to just kind of back off and just be like, we are here for you when you get back from your honeymoon, and when you're actually bored because you're not planning a wedding, we're here for you.
So you have such a fantastic opportunity with Facebook targeting to take your business to a whole new level. You will be amazed at what you can do with these two businesses, and they will feed off each other. And it's just exciting to me. I can't wait to for you to come to class.
Friends for life. I love this.
Yeah.
Right. No, I mean, what's crazy is what you can potentially do is if you can target you can create a YouTube video that addresses and kind of soft sells them on, the fact that you're a real estate agent, right? But for everybody that visits like the final page of, of your website, Facebook allows you to put a pixel there. And so literally you can just advertise to those people only with the message of, soft selling them into real estate and have something to do it for you 24 hours a day.
Yeah. Right.
So.
If you're already trusting us to plan your wedding, why wouldn't you trust me to go on to the next phase of your life and throw your baby showers and be part of your life forever?
Right.
I think it's funny when I think about Mark Zuckerberg when he started Facebook, and everybody said, well, how are you going to make money doing this? And now he's worth $67 billion.
And he keeps giving it away.
And the reason is because there's 2 billion people on Facebook actively, and their advertising works. And if it didn't work, people wouldn't keep advertising. I keep getting real estate leads every day. And I give them away because I don't have anybody to follow up with them. That's not what I do. And that's certainly not what my husband does. I mean, John, he's got his own thing going on, and he's not techie. I'm helping him yesterday with an MLS problem, and it's like I crack up. I mean, we laugh about it, but there's so much opportunity out there for Facebook and for people who, want to take their business to the next level. It's incredible, and I think I'm just so excited for you because wait till you see what you can do.
Yeah. Did either one of you watch the congressional hearing with Mark Zuckerberg when he was on trial?
I caught a little bit of it, yes.
There should be a meme made, like something like, say, old school real estate marketing, new school real estate marketing, and have the congressman say and ask Mark Zuckerberg the question. So, Mark, how does Facebook make money? And his expression is great. He's like, we sell advertising. Like, that's how we make money.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. Like the old school way of thinking, like you said, is so ingrained in our culture. Right. They don't understand what the one thing why Facebook, all these technology companies have figured it out. Google, right, another big platform, $1 billion in less than 5-6 years.
Well,
Number
Google,
one reason.
YouTube, that's why you have to go there.
Right. Number one reason why these companies have blown up so big is they started the company solving a problem and giving it away for free.
Yeah.
$1 billion companies.
Like Napster. I did enjoy that once upon a time.
Yes, I remember that. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, this is the whole reason why we, Ruth always advocates education, giving away value, right? It initiates what they call the law of reciprocity in the process. And if you haven't read a book, any marketer, any business person needs to read the book, Influence by the Psychology of Influence, or the Psychology of Persuasion, Influence by Robert Cialdini. He talks about those 6 weapons of influence, and one of them is reciprocity in our culture around the world.
And I don't know how many viewers remember Amway, but that's how Amway started. They would go door to door. They would leave a basket of products at a housewife's doorstep and say, try these. I'll be back in a week to see how you like them. They were giving those to that person, giving that value. And then when they came back in a week, they would say, oh no, I want to keep these, and that's how Amway got their start. And that's what Cialdini says, right? Isn't that in his book?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Reciprocity first. I mean, we instinctively want to give back the same value that someone gives to us. There's kind of a weird, instinct within us to do that because we don't want to have, what we call
That's a
karmic
good
debt
one.
out there.
Yeah. We need to post that book so we can all just blast that.
Right. Exactly right. So I've been telling Ruth about this book for years now.
Well, I've read it.
Yeah,
I've read it. Yeah.
And he has another one. He has a second one out too as well. So, all right. So we're about to run into the 45-minute mark. And so I want to make sure I get these 3 questions for you, Erin.
Perfect.
All right.
I'm on the chopping block.
Exactly. More related to Las Vegas because, obviously
Perfect.
if we have real estate people or people looking to move Las Vegas, this
Great.
information might be helpful for them. So question number 1, your favorite hotel to stay at here in Las Vegas?
Ooh, okay. That is evil. So when I was in my early 20s, I actually got a casino host position at MGM. So I have a deep, deep love of MGM. I love the restaurants. I love the customer service. And so, I would literally have to say the original MGM. But recently, me and my husband just took a staycation at the M, and it's such a wonderful staycation, and it's so beautiful. And the restaurants and everything's just, it's a wonderful locals restaurant or locals hotel.
The M hotel,
the M Resort, yeah.
M Resort down on the south side, like really south side of the Strip, or
so it's
not
like
even the Strip anymore.
But you don't have to do the Strip stuff, and it's just very nice just to focus on family.
Yeah, it's actually a very beautiful hotel.
It's great,
right? And I don't know how is these
not too expensive. We kind of hit all the happy hours on all the different restaurants to check everything out.
Right.
They've got the new Top Golf that's situated right there on the main level. It was so much fun.
Is the grape, the wine tasting still there?
Yes,
in the basement. Yeah,
it's beautiful that you can go and kind of purchase like all your different ounces. It's very interactive. It would be great to just host a gathering even, because it's got meeting spaces, and it was wonderful.
And the steakhouse, I believe they get their beef from the ranch that the Marnells own.
Oh, yes, I've heard about that. And we
Yeah.
did eat there, and my husband had probably one of the best steaks ever. With
Really?
some crab legs on it and asparagus, and it was wonderful.
So just to be clear, you're talking about the M Resort
We are
Yes.
talking about the M Resort.
on
Yeah,
like
fantastic. Right
Southern
on-
Highlands, by
Right.
Southern Highlands in the
Yeah.
farthest south part of Las
on
Vegas.
your way to California.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Really? Okay. Wow. My wife and I were looking to. I've been there, right? And I've never seen. No one's ever raved about the steakhouse like that.
Yes.
We used to go there for the the seafood
The bar.
buffet on
Yeah.
Saturday, on the weekends.
Yeah, and they had, they've got the movie nights in the summer for the kids, and they've got all the concerts, and so
Right.
I like it just because it's all the way over there, and it's free parking, and it's
Right.
not so Vegas.
And part of the buffet is free beer and wine. So if you really want to get the pre-party going, that's the place to go.
I did the brunch at the Wynn. We got invited by some clients, and I rolled out of there. It was awful. I tried to shove so much food. I don't do buffets ever, but it was amazing.
Wow. Okay. The Wynn buffet. That's one of my other questions, but I should have been asking that. What your favorite buffet? Because that's like a question that everybody asks. Like all my friends,
Yeah.
ask, what's the most favorite buffet?
It was like Disneyland, and I really cut myself off of buffets maybe 10 years ago. I just can't consume, for the price that I want. You know what I'm saying? I should not consume. But it was beautiful. It was like Disneyland. It was just a culinary display of everything amazing.
Right. Okay. So speaking of food, the second question for you, Erin, is your favorite place to eat, favorite restaurant in town.
Let's see. Okay. I do love, and again, I have to go back to MGM, but like our date night, our special place is craft steak. And so I personally have met the chefs, and I just think it's wonderful. It's a beautiful just atmosphere, and it's wonderful. They really specialize. They kind of have like a whiskey bar section. And so that's really fun for my husband. We can just play with all the different, cubes of ice. I'm fascinated by ice. So I think I don't even drink whiskey, but I like all the different ice options.
Right.
So
craft steakhouse or craft steak at the MGM.
Tom Colicchio. Yeah, it's to die.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's an interesting question. I want to follow up with that question with what's your second, other than the MGM craft steak, what's another steakhouse?
Another steakhouse. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. We love Echo and Rig. That's it's beautiful. It's up there with, some interactive activities before or after, you get done with dinner.
And very cost effective. Like it's not,
exactly. I
it's
love
not
the patio.
hugely,
They've got a great brunch. They're family friendly. And so even if you do have the smaller children, they really, just make it nice for parents and kids.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
that's what I appreciate, and my kids are a little bit older, but, seeing the families, and they just really, they're a family restaurant. So I do like that. You get the value and the aspect.
Right. Okay. And a final question. What is your favorite show to go see in town?
Oh, Le Rev. I absolutely cried. My most spectacular wedding was actual Cirque du Soleil performers. And so they were actually in the show Le Rev. And so we got the underground and backstage tour and how they painted all their red shoes every single evening. And so it was just so magical and beautiful, and having the water and the lights. And I mean, I literally sat there and cried. It was ridiculous. But I saw the performers that I knew, and it's stunning. Amazing.
And that's at the Win, right?
Yes.
Le Rev? Okay.
Incredible. I'm getting chills.
and I'm just sitting here thinking of all the video opportunities.
I know that I didn't do back then. I know.
Right, all the backstage. Oh man, the content, the backstage with Le Rev.
Friends, and he is actually Michael Jackson at Michael Jackson 1 right now. But they had all the performers at their wedding. They actually had Dirty Diana. They put an actual stripper pole on the dance floor. It was incredible. I mean, we had people in the pool. It was amazing.
Wow, that is amazing.
So,
all right.
Your life is going live. That's all I can tell you.
Exactly right.
Vegas, I know. And if I could just plug my adorable daughter, she's 19 and she just became a mermaid at Silverton.
Oh my God.
You can actually go and lunch with my daughter or bring your children, and she'll read to your kids, and you can have photographs with my mermaid 19-year-old. So Vegas.
What is it? Is it like a little children's center or?
So at Silverton, if you've never been, they have a giant aquarium. Huge, right when you walk into ballet.
That's right.
They actually have the mermaids, and they'll immerse Santa and the Easter Bunny inside the tank. And so she's one of the dry mermaids that gets dressed up and has photographs with kids, or you can have lunch with the mermaid. It's adorable. It's just beautiful.
Fantastic.
So yeah, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you can actually see photographs of her yesterday. Erin Pearson Mills.
All right. No, appreciate you indulging us with those questions. Yeah. Before we wrap up here, Ruth, tell us when the next social media marketing class is.
It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at Tyker Title. And it's 12 hours of intense training. And it's going to be at Tyker Title that's on Sunset. And when you sign up, we'll give you the directions. And all you have to do is call Siri at 702-990-0480. Or you can go on agentformula.com, click on the training tab, and sign up. So it's super.
Yeah,
and we feed you. You get free breakfast and free lunch.
All right. And you get to meet Erin, who's going to be
amazing.
Right. The
full of energy.
Exactly right. Well, we appreciate you coming on today, Erin. Any last thoughts from either one of you before we end the show?
I just want to say that for those of you who didn't see the beginning of the show, that 827 transactions were done by iBuyer platforms. And those are opportunities missed because you're not in front of people and giving value. But it's also opportunities in front of you. And that's the most important thing, is playing everything forward and getting into social media, because that's where you are going to brand yourself and give value and get people to know, like, and trust you so that they do business with you, not those iBuyer platforms, because we still have that personal touch. And that's my suggestion and tip for the day.
Yeah, right. I agree.
All right. Erin, any last words from you?
I'm just going to ride right on the Ruth train. I mean, being in social media and being in front of people as a real person, showing them your trust, showing them your community. That's the most important thing. So our family, we actually own the McKee Ranch, which is across the street from the Secret Garden. And we've teamed up with Vegas Wish. And we're actually doing a free community-wide Easter egg hunt tomorrow. And so
okay.
that's all over my social medias. And so it's just free for all the kids and families. And it's just going to be a beautiful event if, you don't have anywhere to have an Easter egg hunt for all your littles.
Where's the McKee Ranch?
The McKee Ranch, and so it is 1 mile south of Silverton on Dean Martin Drive, right across the street from the Secret Garden. So it's kind of like our little family corner.
Oh,
and so a big giant chicken on the corner, so you actually know where to go and park. And you can pet horses and
horses, right?
Chickens and baby goats and lambs, and it's so much fun.
So Erin, you're going to have children there, and social media loves children. So please take live videos and get the kids talking, because you will get a lot of action out of that.
It was so much fun.
Right. No, I've been to the ranch. I'm like, McKee Ranch. That sounds so. Yeah, absolutely.
That's my parents.
Okay. Great place. If you ever never gone down there, we go there.
Birthday parties there. Just go and just bring apples and carrots and just have a country feeling for your kids out of the city.
No, absolutely. Great
That's
place.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we take pictures almost every year there with there's a photographer that utilizes you guys down there.
Lala.
I'm sure. Lala Photography.
She has the most amazing setups for this weekend. Just beautiful. And they're using the baby lambs and all the little miniature ponies. It's so great.
Right. So fantastic.
We may do a video of that for our website.
Yeah. Come on
down.
It starts at 9 a.m. And then it's going to go all afternoon, because we're going to separate out the ages of the children for them to do the Easter egg hunts.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
Well, this has been an exciting show, and thank you all.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, Erin, friend. Have a great week, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Sunny.